Hi everybody, I'm Rachel Arazo of Modron Lotus Garden. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to talk to everybody about the last time they actually had a spa day. And that they actually got to sit down and relax, you know? So, when I first started out in my business, actually in general in my life, every time I would start up doing really any kind of energy work or even really stressful points in my life, like when I had a baby, when I was trying to juggle having that baby with going to school and then, just everything in between. It was really hard, especially because I wasn't taking care of myself. And there would be points where I would sit down and, wouldn't even eat because there was so many things going on. I would have 24-hour plus days where my head would just be hurting because I'm sitting there trying to do schoolwork and I'm trying to go to have an actual job and I was running a business and I was just overworking myself. And it took to the point of me having a breakdown in order to sit down with my husband and plan out days where we both needed our self-care, because we would trade off taking care of our daughter and we wouldn't let anyone else babysit, and it was a mess. So we came up with a strategy to help us in order to cope, and that was one day he got to go play in D&D and go hang out with his friends and then I got a day to have a spa day. So my last spa day was for the full moon in Scorpio that just happened, because we had our wonderful Moon Sister activation circle, and then I put on the essential oil recipe we gave everybody, I did the activation, and then I went to go relax. I put on some bubbles, I let just my favorite body wash is coconut. I'll lather myself in coconut, so I was doing all of that. I had a warm cup of raspberry leaf tea and just was really nurturing myself. But there's some kinds of nurturing that we don't get to with just a bath, because we have the candles and everything, and we have we have all the physical things, but then we also have all the spiritual stuff too. I noticed some people popped on. Let me say hello. Let me get comments up. Hello, everybody. I wanted to talk to you guys about spa days today. When was the last time you actually had a spa day? Pop it in the comments below. Or have you ever had a spa day? Let's see. Pop, 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 pop. Come on. There's a Celine. Hi, Celine. Hope you're doing awesome. Have you ever had a spa day? I know you were at the activation circle this past weekend, and I hope you had fun. Come on, open it up so I can see comments. Computer's gonna be stupid. What's here? Okay, it's gonna be silly. In the summer. Okay, so that's even farther out. When it's been almost an entire year since the last time you had a spa day, the stress is just, but we always think about, ooh, how wonderful does it feel? Because then, you get the pumice stone out and your toes look wonderful and your feet feel fantastic. You get to shave, your hair looks wonderful. It's amazing. So the thing that a lot of people like to neglect, though, when it goes through this, because in general with my self-care, I'm super snippy when I don't take care of myself, even outside of a spa day. I overstress and I have anxiety and I have depressive episodes, so I'm constantly all over the place and I'm not kind to other people because I'm so stressed. And I get this feeling of unfairness, like, why in the world do I have to feel this way when other people, don't? They have just as much on their plate as I do, and it's kind of a little bit jealousy thing. Like, why can't I be happy? So dedicating some time to some personal self-care is super important. That's how come you'll start to see me posting. I have a mindfulness challenge that if you want to take control of your mornings and just have a really empowering day, we do that in super, super simple ways and super easy steps. And part of that is major self-care, allowing yourself to have something sweet in the morning, allowing yourself a couple of seconds every day to meditate, to just get back in touch with yourself. That's pretty much what it is. And it keeps you from being snippy and being overwhelmed and feeling like nothing's going right. So, one part that I did after my soak, after I had my spa day this past weekend, was I sat down and I did some Reiki work. And for those who don't know what Reiki is it's a type of energetic healing, both distance and short range, because if you have both the Reiki 1 and 2 attunements like I do, you're able to even help people heal from their emotional and physical trauma from a distance. So Reiki, what it does is, for example, let's say you're on medication and it makes you super tired, or it brings your mood very low and just makes you sluggish. Because Reiki is high vibration, it deals in energy vibrations, it helps bring you back up and to a nice neutral standpoint where maybe you can actually smile and maybe you can actually feel good, you know? I did a session this past weekend for a wonderful woman who beforehand, she was having problems with, she was on 10 plus medications, she was having her depressive episodes, and just, she was really low, almost on the verge of tears when we started. And because Reiki is so gentle, it feels really tingly, and sometimes even warm. By the end of the session, she was smiling, and she was actually conversating, and she was feeling really happy again, because it helped soothe her from that low point where her medication put her and helped bring her right back up. And it was amazing to be able to help her with that. So when I did my self-care regime, on top of, deep conditioning my hair and taking care of my toes, I went ahead and sat down and gave myself a Reiki scan, and I treated myself. And it was wonderful because ever since I had a child, I had 4th degree tears, which that's when you split all the way through, not to get graphic. And I've had problems ever since, sometimes with incontinence, sometimes just feeling uncomfortable. The scar tissue is really uncomfortable, and it's meh. And I've been dealing with it for almost 2 years. So doing the treatment, because the full moon in Scorpio was so much of a solar plexus and sacral chakra energy, which deals with your stomach and your pelvic region and your reproductive organs, it finally soothed and it finally went away. And it was wonderful going to bed that night and feeling comfortable, And then on top of that, I've been through a lot of emotional and sexual trauma. I was in a couple of toxic relationships that I've talked about on here, actually, healing from toxic relationships. I put that on the YouTube channel, and it was really, really difficult looking at myself in the mirror because I had scars on my neck, still on my thighs, from both the person and, the things that they used. And it was really hard even loving my body because of these things. And I had been to Pagosa Hot Springs here in Colorado a few times, and the wonderful mineral water did help fade them away. But it wasn't until this past weekend when I did the Reiki treatment that I woke up the next morning and they were actually gone. And over time, this has been years since I was 14, so almost 10 years ago. It's taken time for those scars literally to dissipate on the outside, but on the inside, not so much. Sometimes that really hangs on. And it was really nice having that relief and being able to feel happy and feel in control of myself again and feel confident about that, not have to worry about if I wear shorts, is anybody gonna see? So it really helped, because not only was it a mental thing and an emotional thing that it was messing with me, but it was also messing with my chakras. So our chakras are basic energy systems, and Reiki works wonderfully hand in hand with that, because your root chakra, which is your equilibrium, it's your sitting bones, when you experience any kind of sexual trauma, it'll mess with your equilibrium. So that got fixed. All the words that I've ever wanted to say about it and to talk about it without getting teared up and feeling really crap, all of that was messing with my throat, so that got cleared out finally. That's a log that's gone. And then on top of that, it's my heart, because when you experience that kind of trauma emotionally, you don't know if you can trust other people again, and your heart always kind of goes back to grieving about that. Like, what if I did this? What if I did that? What if I didn't let myself be the victim? And because even though, yes, it's not my fault those things happened, at the same time, you still kind of blame yourself, you know? So it's nice to not feel that heavy burden on myself anymore. It just feels calming and soothing. I think back to it now and I'm just like, it's an experience and it happened, but I don't have a trigger on it anymore. It doesn't hurt. And I love that the session that I gave myself this past weekend really helped with that. And then, not only that, when you do Reiki, you kind of enter this wonderful, really zen mode where you just feel so relaxed and so tranquil. And it's almost like a meditative state that you always want to get to by yourself, but sometimes you need an extra helping hand. So as the energy is moving through and it's healing all the things it needs, because it's like a vitamin shot or a vaccine, how it'll go to where the virus is and it'll take care of it no matter where it is in your body. Reiki is very similar, how it'll go to any pain point or stress point, emotional or spiritual or physical that you're having, and it'll heal it. I love that I got to enter this wonderful meditative state that didn't make me fall asleep and help relax me and help lighten me up. And I could feel it activate my crown and my third eye, so my intuition was on point and all pistons were firing, and I just felt so connected, not only to myself, but to my higher being, to my angels, to my guides, my ancestors. It was wonderful. And all this from a 45-minute session. I just sat there and just scanned, and it was wonderful. It felt great. So because I'm a big person about talking the talk and walking the walk, anything that I want to do for my clients, I want to do on myself first. So that's part of the reason I also did the scan, was so I could describe to you exactly how it felt and exactly how it affected me, not just examples of other people. Because it's one thing to also talk about another client who, she had some bruising from working out. She has a lot of tension in her body because she was in the army, and so her body constantly popped. And on top of that, she was in a really iffy relationship where she didn't know if they were together, didn't know if they weren't, wasn't sure where the communication was, and she thought everything she was doing was wrong, and it brought her confidence down to minimal because she wasn't able to communicate. So it's one thing to talk about how we helped her and how she's able to speak more freely now, and she actually feels sure of herself and is confident to tell this other person, hey, this is what I want to be with you, what are we gonna do now, and take the extra steps, whereas before she was so afraid to. Like, it's one thing to give that example, but it's another thing to say, this is how it directly affected me, and I'm the person that's helping you. It's talk the talk and walk the walk, you know? So what I am doing and what I've actually created is a custom VIP day Reiki and chakra session. So what we would do is we'd sit down, we'd take 4.5 hours. We'd spend 2 hours doing a really in-depth tarot reading where we go over all of your stress points, what chakras need help with. Maybe we'd even take a look at your palms to see where the stress is exactly in your life and talk you through it. Then 30 minutes to give you a break to help you process it, and then another 2 hours to do a really in-depth Reiki session. So we would take a look at all of your chakras and we'd line you up. It'd be more than just, in 45 minutes, a lot of trauma and emotional issues are cleared for me. But it's quite another thing to sit there for 2 hours and get really in depth with it, because I love it, because I can feel where another person is literally feeling pain, or where they have had issues with their nervous system, or where their medication is messing with their body and they just need help aligning again. This gives a wonderful opportunity for you to really line it up. So I wanted to create this kind of day because we all deserve a spa day like this, but in the sense of an energetic spa day, where you get to sit down and you really take care of yourself and you really let yourself heal, you know, and let you enjoy feeling relaxation, because we're not very relaxed. We live in a society that it's go, 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 go. There's no time to relax because you have a million things to do. I have like 50 things on my to-do list today. Why should I have the time to sit down and relax? But the wonderful part about this is it can fit to when you have the time to relax. So let's say it's the middle of the day on Saturday and the kids are at soccer practice, or your partner's out the house and you have a time to just be by yourself. Okay, we can work with that. Or let's say you have a day off in the middle of the week where usually everybody would be super busy. Talk to me. I'm happy to work with you on that, because then not only does it fit around what you need, but then you get the care that you need, you know? So what I'm offering here, it's literally a 4.5 hour session where, with a break in between, where we sit down and we go over all of this. And I like to make sure that I am aware of any needs that you have. If you have any trauma like I have you fill out a form beforehand. You don't have to tell me any of the details, just what areas are you sensitive with, and I will make sure that you're okay. The entire time, if there's an extreme block, like for example, for the client that had the communication and the confidence issues, I led her through a bit of a mini visualization where I helped her solar plexus flare up and burn away all that doubt that she had, while I was healing it at the same time, because it was such a huge block. And the same thing with her throat. So, and it helps speed it up and it helps it really come on out. So, and you don't have to be in the Colorado area in order to work with me, because I'm Reiki 2 attuned. We can work over long distance, and that makes it even better. Because you can be literally anywhere in the world. We could even do the session, so if you right before bed, you have your reading, and we sit down and we do everything, and then you go to sleep, I can do the Reiki attunement, and then it just really nudges you into sleeping. You know, gives you something really relaxing to do before you pass out. And you feel wonderful. I will say, because this is such a wonderful physical and emotional treatment, and this is a really special package, I'm only going to offer this for a limited time, perhaps until middle of this month, and only for a select group of people, maybe 4 to 6 people, because it's so intensive and it takes so much energy. So if you are interested in this, pop your favorite GIF in the comments below, or shoot me a message here on the Facebook page, and I will be more than happy to work with you. Let me see if there were any comments real quick. Any questions? Hi, Ioana. I love your sincerity. That's all I ever really want to be with you guys, and I'm glad that that connects with you, because I'm like, why? I want to make sure that this meshes with you, and I'm that type of person that why would you go up to somebody and they're not completely upfront with how it worked for them? you know? Otherwise, it's just, it feels shady. That's why I try to be 100% transparent. Authenticity is a big thing for me. So again, if you have questions about this, or even if it would be a good fit for you, shoot me a message. I'm here to work with you. And I'll totally be honest with you. I have no reason to lie to you. Awesome. Awesome. So Celine says she loves it already. She was planning to take a Reiki class. I really recommend it. It's super fun. And it helps you understand your own energy so much better. And because I like talking things through, I'm a teacher naturally. So it's like, as you go through it, I'm going to give you easy steps on how you can keep it going, fit to your own needs, because it's not a cookie cutter kind of session. If, for example, you have issues with your root, I'm going to give you easy ways that you can maintain your root and to keep it open, and how to keep yourself in alignment. It's going to be completely different than somebody who's having issues with their throat. You know, if you gave the same treatment to two completely different things, you're not going to get good results. But I make sure it's tailored to exactly you and your situation. So the cost of it is, because it's a specialty package, it is $497 up front. Because we spend 4 hours together, and it's really to keep you super connected. And because it takes so much energy out of me and out of you working constantly on your energy together, that's why it's $497. So if you are interested in it, again, shoot a GIF in the comments, shoot me a message, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you all. Bye.